Okay, the goal of this example is to create an hexagon. This is the formula for a hexagon. So the only thing that it'll take in is a side. Based on that side, we should be able to figure out the area. So in fact, I should have a get area function here also. So our goal is to implement the hexagon. And again, we're not going to start from scratch. The whole idea of object-oriented programming is that you're never starting from scratch. So I've given you this design of I shape, shape, and then of course you're going to create the rectangle. So let's try to do the first one together, and let's go about doing that. So let's go to Eclipse. I've already created a project called 12 shapes. You can call this project with your last name dot first name shapes. Doesn't matter what the name is. I'll right click here and say let's do new folder. Let's create a lib folder here. And what I'm going to do here is I will supply you with the jar file. The jar file is called shape template. I'll say OK. Right click here, and build path, I'll add to build path. So now I have access to all of these items here. Okay. Next thing is let's create our class. Let's do new class here. Call this what's it, edu city tech CST. I'll call this HW for homework, and let's see, JB, and my birthday 15, just to make it more unique. Okay, this will be, I'll create a driver class, and public static void main. Oh, sorry. I feel like something's wrong with it. Oh, I want this to be the package, and this will be my driver for a hexagon. Okay, a little tired, it's early. Okay, so that'll be my driver for that. And my goal is to create the following code. I will type in here shape. If you remember, shape was the abstract class, which is this guy right here. I'll call this shape for now. I'll say new hexagon. Note we haven't created this yet, meaning the hexagon. So let's import the shape. There's lots of shapes so far in Java. We want the one that we created, so make sure you're getting the one that's the CityTech one. One thing I like about Java, I can tell it to start the process for me, meaning that, see, we don't have a hexagon, but I'll say create a hexagon. I'm going to put this into a different package called shape. Let's click on finish. Okay. And look how it built this for me. The reason it knows how to build this is because I'm assigning it to shape. And it knows if I'm going from right to left and they're two different data types, this is upcasting. Basically it means this has to be my parent. So Eclipse is smart enough to say, oh, you're a hexagon. That's the name I gave it. And your parent is a shape. So that's why I did this by default. This is complaining. This is telling me to add a constructor. The reason it's adding a constructor is because my parent has a constructor. So I must also implement that constructor. Let's click on that. Save it. So, and again, when I say my parent has a constructor, if I go up here and say open declaration, see, my parent here has a constructor. Okay. So let's go back to hexagon. Let me close everything here. Close others. I'm going to say yes. So what's happening here is that my parent has a constructor. This is just telling me super, which means call my constructor. Not only call my constructor, but call the constructor of the parent. So that's why you have super here. This must be the first line. If this happened to be, like, say, the third line, let's say, second line, and I say int x is equal to 100, notice how this is complaining. Okay, so the constructor must be, this must be the first statement in this constructor right here. So let's put that the way it is there. Let's save it. And again, we're just trying to get to the point where we can create this hexagon. Okay, with that, good luck in good coding. We'll continue in the next video.